It is an image not often seen, migrants being sent back to Mexico.
A transaction between that happens every day in the middle of one of the international bridges in Eagle Pass. Our Yami Virgen was invited to ride along with Border Patrol.
We have seen how migrants cross into the U.S. illegally through the Rio Grande. But this is the first time we're allowed to record the process of how they're deported or expelled at the U.S.-Mexico border. Photojournalist Paul Sanchez and I arrived at the Firefly Processing Center around 7 a.m. to follow the first group of the day being sent back to Mexico. Acting Chief of Border Patrol Del Rio Sector, Milton Moreno, met us at the area where migrants are brought out and board buses under the watchful eye of agents.
We transfer them over to our processing facility. There we vet their records. We ensure that they are, who they claim to be. And if they don't have any criminal charges pending here in the U.S.
If they do have charges, they will not be released to Mexico so easily.
Those that do have a criminal history are processed accordingly and turned over to ICRO for further detention and processing.
Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, can hold them longer while they investigate their records and determine if they can repatriate them to their country of origin. This morning, those without a criminal record are being placed on buses and sent to one of the bridges in Eagle Pass, Texas. This process happens daily in coordination with Mexico's immigration authorities.
We are able to quickly return these illegal aliens back into Mexico, and the government of Mexico has been a great partner in accepting the CVNHs as we talked about, so Cuban, Venezuelans, Haitians, Nicaraguas, and here recently they added Central Americans, Guatemalans, Salvador, and Honduras, and obviously the Mexican nationals.
Executive order signed by President Donald Trump now allows this group, which previously had temporary protected status or TPS, to be deported.
Every day we coordinate with government of Mexico, our counterparts in Mexican immigration. We turn over the illegal aliens over to them, and we tend to do them during daylight hours between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m.
Where do they go from there?
From there, Mexico either takes them into the interior of Mexico, Mexico City, by bus or by plane, and some into their native country.
Acting Chief Moreno says this system seems to be helping reduce the number of migrants who attempt to return illegally to the U.S. Are you seeing people come back?
We have not. In years past, we used to see that recidivism where you apprehend the same person on 3 consecutive days. We have not seen that now because you return them back into the interior of Mexico or to their native country, and it makes it more difficult for them to start that journey again.
One by one, 4 buses filled with migrants arrive and passengers are unloaded. As you can see, all traffic stopped at the bridge. They are then transferred to Mexican immigration buses under the supervision of Mexican immigration officers. What are you guys doing right now that you have that breathing time?
Well, right now we continue to enforce our laws, and our agents are back out in the field and focusing more on targeting and intelligence and going after the criminal aliens. We continue to work with our partners day to day, whether it be Texas DPS, Texas National Guard, Texas Military Department, local police department here in Eagle Pass and Del Rio, and local sheriffs. So together we continue to enhance border security.
Moreno emphasizes that this is key to keeping the border secure from those who might enter undetected. He also says that the new administration is allowing them to do their job effectively.
Just let us do our job, and we'll enhance not just border security like I mentioned, but security in the entire country.
On the U.S.-Mexico border in Eagle Pass, Texas, Yami Virgen, Fox SA.
And back to the live desk where the Del Rio Border Patrol sector sharing some new pictures tonight of hundreds of National Guardsmen. Now the sector saying that Acting Chief Border Patrol Agent Moreno, who you just heard from in Yami's story, had the privilege of administering the oath of office and officially deputizing 300 Texas Army National Guardsmen under Title VIII authority to support the Border Patrol's mission. The sector saying that this milestone strengthens the partnership with the Texas Military Department to secure the border. That is the latest from the Life Desk. Ashley?
Well, for a more in-depth look at the crisis at the border, be sure to listen to Yami Virhin's award-winning podcast, Immigration Crisis: Fight for the Southern Border. It's available in English and Spanish wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.